Don't give your power away. Don't do it. Don't give your power away. I spent a couple weeks in this area called the Sacred Valley in Peru. I learned a lot of things. I had a lot of amazing experiences. The thing that I learned the most, the thing that just like stuck with me that I've embodied is this line: don't give your power away. What does this mean? Well, it's kind of like when you have a codependent relationship with someone, right? Like you're not really whole and complete in and of yourself, and there's parts of you that are underdeveloped, and so you kind of lean on parts of another person and kind of have this, well, if I get from this person this type of a thing, then I'm going to be okay, and so everything's fine. But really, you've given your autonomy and your power away, because if that person were to leave, and all of a sudden you would feel empty, you would feel like you just lost something, then that person, that relationship that you had a part of your power. You'd opted in and said, hey, look, I'm not whole and complete myself, and I need you to help me to be whole and complete. So I'm going to totally give you part of my power, and we've just locked in a cord that comes right out of our power center in our bodies, and it's just sending that person power all day long. And so if this is a girlfriend or a friend or a brother or a sister or a parent or whatever, and then we start to feel a separation there, then we freak out because they have a part of our power. And we've got this big gaping open hole. And if they leave, then we're incomplete. And it's not just with people. It can be with your car. You can attach your sense of purpose, your sense of value to the fact that you have this car that you saved up a bunch of money for, and it's really good looking, and you get attention because it's got like 19-inch rims that you're totally stoked about. But if you think to yourself, if I came out of the parking lot or out of the store and into the parking lot, and that car got stolen or that car was gone or somebody lit a match and just blew up that car, how would that affect me? Would I be comfortable? Would I be okay? Or would I feel like I lost a part of myself? Because if you were to lose anything, and you say and in losing that thing, you think that and you feel that you might have lost a part of yourself, then that's a clue that you've given that thing a part of your power. It has control over you. You're dependent upon that person or that relationship or that thing staying in your life. Just like by saying, hey, like, yeah, I'm a great athlete, but my life revolves around the fact that I'm a great athlete. And if I ever got injured, I would just not even know what to do with myself. And we've given our power to our relationships, or we've given our power to our possessions, or we've given our power to our activities or our hobbies, or we've given our power to our career. And we don't see ourselves as worthy and worthwhile and worthy of love in and of ourselves. And so we need these things to let us know that we're good enough, and the price that we pay for that is giving our power away. And when we give our power away, we don't have a lot of power, and we don't show up powerful. And everyone around us can recognize and sense the fact that our power is scattered all over the place. But it's possible for us to pull out the cords that we've attached to the people and the things in our lives and the concepts in our lives. It's possible for us to reclaim our own power and find worth and value and meaning and purpose, all self-contained within who and what we are. And we can stand independent, we can stand clear, we can stand strong, and from that place, we can now relate to the things in our life in a whole new way. And we can now relate to the friend, the lover, the girlfriend, boyfriend, the spouse. And I, as an individual that's whole and complete and is completely fine to be on my own, can now choose to interact with another person that's whole and complete and is capable of being whole and complete on their own. And then from this place of independence, we can now relate to each other in what we might call an interdependent type of a way, as opposed to a codependent type of way. And again, it's not just in people. It's the way we relate to our homes. It's the way we relate to our objects. It's the way we relate to our hobbies. It's the way we relate to our professions. Are we giving our power to these things, meaning that we need these things to stay in our lives in order for us to feel whole and complete and happy? Or are we choosing from a place of wholeness and completeness to bring these things into our lives? I'll tell you, I lived out of my car, and it wasn't that long ago, for 18 months. Everything I owned was in my trunk. No home, very, very little money, and most of the things that most people have, I didn't have. I showered in the public showers. I worked at the library. I hung out at the Mexican food restaurant till 2 in the morning and kept filling up my water from the little sink to be able to drink water and brush my teeth out of. And then I'd park my car in the dirt parking lot and I'd sleep in my car. And that was my life for about 18 months. But what happened in that is a lot of the things that I thought that I needed before, like a home or like, other normal possessions that people have, maybe like a refrigerator, a kitchen, a shower, laundry, dresser, you name it. I didn't have those things, and I didn't have a choice. And so I just kept surviving and living from a place of not having those things, and then you realize something. I don't need those things. I don't actually need to have my own home in order to feel whole and complete. I'm actually whole and complete just as I am, and I'm totally happy and stoked. I don't need to have these other things. And then that happened for a period of time, and then I was complete with that phase. But what I've taken from that is I no longer had to believe or see that home was 4 walls and a roof and some carpet, but home was right here. And from knowing that home was right here, then I could choose to move into a space and have a very different relationship with my home now as I had before. Because I know that I don't need my home, and my home knows that I don't need it. And my home is whole and complete as it is, and I'm whole and complete as I am, and we choose to hang out and interact with each other, and we love each other because there's no fear in the relationship. And I guess that's kind of what it takes sometimes, is we have to step away from some of the things that we're deeply attached to and that we don't believe we can be complete without, and then recognize from the place of not having that thing that I'm totally just fine. I'm completely just fine. Professional athlete that thinks their entire life revolves around that, and they break their back and they're out of commission for 8 months. They recognize, wait a second, I'm actually like people like me because of my personality or because I care about people. And it's not just my performance on the field. So, if there's, and I'm not saying if, there's for all of us there is. If there's things in your life that you're feeling have given your power away, that you've taken a sacred part of yourself, you said, oh, hold this part for me. If you've done that, pull it back. You don't need anything. Relationships, possessions, careers, you don't need that stuff to be whole and complete. You're whole and complete just the way you are. And from a place of knowing that and believing that, you can then have the relationships, have the possessions, have the career, have the hobbies, have all these things, and relate to them from a place of power and clarity, where you and the other thing you're relating to know that you don't need them, and that you choose daily to reinvest your life with that person or to keep that thing in your life. Don't give your power away. Don't give your power away. Don't give your power away. I don't know of a mantra that's had more of a transformational impact on my life. And the moment that something comes up, you'll recognize, oh, wait a second, I was giving that thing part of my power. But I'll tell you, it doesn't deserve it. You deserve all of your power. You deserve it. I'm telling you, I know it. I promise you. You deserve all of your power. And you have the capacity to pull any power that you've given away and hold it. Hold it in yourself and feel what it feels like to not need anything, to not need anyone, to not be dependent in that sense that I can't be happy if. No, there's no if around being happy. It's a choice. I've been in the most rural areas of Africa with people that had less than nothing. Circumstances that the average person from a developing country can't even wrap their minds around. Smiling from ear to ear. Because they had a choice around being happy. And, the 3-year-old in rural Africa that doesn't have any food, that's super dirty, that has the big old distended belly and has flies in their eyes and landing on their lips, that has a big smile on his face, the greatest guru. It's the greatest teacher. Because they've just chosen happiness despite, without any specific analysis on their circumstances. You're strong, you're powerful. Don't give your power away. The place in your life that you might be giving your power away, sit down and think about it. Write in your journal if you have to. Really take consideration around that message and pull your power back. And you'll find that not only will you as an individual become stronger, but you'll get better at pulling your power back from all these spaces in your life that you've given it away to. Okay. Thank you for letting me share. I know that I had a lot of energy around this, and I look forward to sharing more about this topic. Don't give your power away. Don't give your power away. Don't give your power away.